Hi, this is Rabbi Yitz Staum of the Jewish Student Union of St. Louis. Welcome to this week's Moments of Inspiration. This week's Torah portion tells us the story of the golden calf. Well, there's a lot to learn from many of the different facets of the story. I want to focus on one part. The Jewish people were waiting for Moshe Rabbeinu, who went up the Mount Sinai to come down and bring them the Torah. They had made a calculation, and their calculation was off by 6 hours. Well, they were expecting Moshe to be back, and he wasn't, and that sent everyone into a frenzy. Aaron was one of the few people, Moshe's brother, who understood that there was a mistake, and he needed to settle everyone down. The Das Zikanim, one of the early commentaries, discusses that Aaron went through a few different possibilities and nixed every single one of them for various reasons until he finally came to the conclusion that he would ask everyone, bring your wife's jewelry, because he knew that that might be a good stalling tactic by the time people came and brought and they, figure something out and create something. So by that time, Moshe would come back. Unfortunately, that got done very quickly and led to the golden calf. One of the things that Aaron considered was, maybe I should take leadership of the Jewish people. I'll tell them, okay, I'm the new leader. And when Moshe comes back, I'll step down. But the Das Zikanim says that he said, maybe he said, I should be the head of them. I can't do that, because that's going to cause Moshe some pain. What do you mean? Moshe will come down. He'll see Aaron taking leadership, and Aaron was afraid that that would cause Moshe some grief and anguish that he was replaced. But the question is, consider this for a moment. Moshe would come down, he would see what's going on, and Aaron would explain, Moshe, thank goodness you came back. I can't tell you what happened. It was such a crazy thing. I took leadership just to keep them. What would Moshe have done? He would have said, oh, thank you, Aaron. That was a great idea. Thank you for what you did. Not only that, Moshe is called in the Torah, Anav Mikol Adam, he was most humble. So even if he would have felt any pain, it's hard to imagine that he would have felt a significant amount of pain. Moshe Rabbeinu would be upset that someone might have replaced him. It's hard to even comprehend that. So why would Aaron make this calculation? If that was actually a better choice, then do that. And what it seems like the Das Zikanim is teaching us is that Aaron wasn't willing to even cause Moshe any kind of temporary pain or anguish, even momentary, because that's the kind of respect that we have to have for another human being. I actually met somebody who embodied this. When I was very young, I lived on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. One of the greatest Torah authorities in the world at that time, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, actually lived kind of across the street from me. There's a story told over about Rabbi Feinstein that a student once gave him a ride to the yeshiva where he was dean. Rabbi Feinstein got out of the car, he said thank you. He walked into the yeshiva and one of his other students noticed he was holding his fingers. He walked into his office, closed the door behind him, and yelled out a little bit of a cry, like, ah! And his attendant came, see, Rebbe, what happened? Rabbi Feinstein showed him his fingers were bloody. Why? As he was getting in the car, the student who was driving him didn't realize that Rabbi Feinstein's fingers were still in the doorway, and he slammed the door on Rabbi Feinstein's fingers. So the students asked him, so Rebbe, why don't you tell him that something happened? And Rabbi Feinstein said, he did me the favor of driving me to the yeshiva. He said, had he known that he hurt me, he would have felt terrible. So Rabbi Feinstein, in his tremendous self-control and tremendous emotion and caring about another human being who just did him a favor, held it in. He showed no pain until he got into his office, and at that moment he was in private, and then he was able to cry out or to attend to his injury. We learn the tremendous sensitivity that the Torah teaches us that we need to have for every human being, and we learn that there are great people who actually embody those lessons and gives us something to strive for. And hopefully we can achieve that kind of empathy and sympathy and feeling for another human being. Imagine what a world it would be. Have a Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for watching.